Look at the market's reaction, what it means for your portfolios. Right now, we have futures moving lower on the heels of this hotter than expected inflation print. Housing driving more than half of the gains that we saw last month. So is it too early? It sounds like it for the Fed to declare victory on inflation. We want to bring in Max Kettner. He's HSBC Chief Multi-Asset Strategist. It's great to have you here. So first, your reaction to the print that we got this morning and what you think, if at all, this changes the calculus for the Fed.
Yeah, good morning. I don't think it changes the calculus for the Fed, let's say, upside down, but at the margin, it is definitely a bit more hawkish, right? So when we look at things like the super core inflation that you guys were just talking about, let's remember that also all sorts of, different kind of measures of inflation are also starting to pick up. So you look at, underlying inflation, super core and all that. You look at that on a three-month basis, or you look at it on an annualized 6-month basis. And it's all sort of looking like the last 2-3 months, it's been bottoming out and really starting to pick up again, right? So that's not good news for the Fed. It doesn't change the calculus for the Fed in the sense of like, oh, there's going to be no rate cuts at all this year. But definitely pushing a March rate cut through is going to be incredibly tricky, right? So March and May to me seem very, very, very unlikely with those kind of prints. Because remember, what we've not seen in that report, we see that in other measures. We're seeing, for example, in some of the company surveys that, things like output prices are starting to pick up, that compensation plans, wage plans are starting to pick up, right? So we're starting to see, underlying measures, median CPI measures picking up. We're starting to see, of course, supply chain pressures rising again with the disruptions in the Red Sea, right? We've started to see air freight rates going up at the end of 2023 anyway, before all the Red Sea disruptions. So it's pretty much across the board that it's not like we're seeing a massive second wave of inflation, but I think we're pretty close to actually the low in sort of core inflation. I think people are underestimating that, sort of 2.6, 2.7 handle core inflation is perhaps the low, and we might be at risk of picking up then again.